It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
With the Diesel and the Jet, this is Ernie Johnson.
Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Well, it was the Toronto Raptors winning their last game against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game. And for every punch they took, they had a count.
I was very impressed, Greg, with the way they stood their ground. Even when they were on their heels some, coming through those moments where they were backing up a bit. That's what it takes on the road. You've got to show that kind of fortitude and resilience.
And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, Davis and Ashik in the middle. Holiday at the one with Gordon at the two. And it's Evans in at the three.
And you know, guys, Eric Gordon was an unbelievable three-point shooter last season. 45% from behind the arc. The first time he's been over 40% in his career.
So it's the Pelicans now. Raptors knocking down the tray. Evans, left side. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Pushing it up. Here's Mr. Clutch. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. And here's New Orleans now. 6-point game. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
And the East-West shows. That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Davis setting the pick for Evans, and stolen with the block. And here we go with DeRozan, running it up the middle. The shot by Carroll, no good. The Pelicans have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Davis sets a screen. And that's Evans penetrating, and the layup is good.
And guys, I was a bit worried, but now we all know the rim doesn't have a lid on.
Yeah, you can actually feel the tightness and tenseness with each miss. I'm actually glad to see they got that first one out of the way.
And there's a whistle that goes on Mr. Clutch. That's his first foul. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
They had a cold start so far. Just 1 of 5 from the floor here early.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass. And that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Fires for 3. The shot is off. So the Pelicans will take it the other way. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
They just looked stable pretty much from the get-go, guys. I mean, sometimes you'll see some inconsistencies come up in a road game that you don't see at home, but not the case in that one.
Tremendous balance on display, Greg. I mean, when you look at who was carrying the scoring load, making assists, playing unselfishly, I mean, they had it all working, and that led to the nice road win.
Last year, Toronto won their division and got bounced out in the first round. Same result, Clark, they had back in 2014.
Yeah, but you know, despite that sameness, they were an improved team last season, Kevin. They did a lot of the small things better in total, and I thought looked better and more cohesive as a group.
Raptors leading by 3. Outside, Scola. Out to the wing. Carroll passes to Mr. Clutch. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
Bring music, scorching those nets. How long can they keep this up, though?
Davis setting the pick for Gordon. And Holiday has it in the corner. Plenty of space. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
And as you mentioned, the Raptors did improve last season. I mean, they cut back on their turnovers a lot. They were top 3 in the league in terms of taking care of the basketball.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, I briefly spoke with Alvin Gentry. He told me there aren't many big... man with the mobility and length of Jonas Valanciunas, and that he's a player they'll really have to account for, saying, quote, JB's still developing his skill set, but there just aren't that many people in the world of his size. And you factor in his motor, he can really impact a game. Guys, we'll see how they try to deal with him.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Toronto working the ball around now. Here's Mr. Clutch. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Mr. Clutch has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And as you said, the Raptors took care of the ball a lot better and as a result had more assists. They also cut back on their fouls, and that was helpful. Little things like that made them much more competitive as a team and helped lead them to those 49 wins.
No one near it. Pelicans with the rebound.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly. That's the right look. The decision was good. He just didn't execute.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Davis with a screen on Carroll. And Davis, here we go. Clock at 6. The shot by Evans. Nobody around. Asik with the bucket. Asik's got 6 points.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Toronto ahead, up 4. We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Centre in downtown Toronto. And one of the rising stars in the NBA is Anthony Davis. His offensive...
A lot of face-up, like you do with one jewel.
Well, I'll tell you, you could be here an awfully long time if we're going to list all the different moves Anthony Davis can do.
Yeah, the brow definitely has the full toolkit available to him, and I say that affectionately. Tools a lot of guys don't learn to use until much later in their careers, Kevin.
And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
So the Pelican 5 right now. They've got Perkins, Quincy Pondexter out there with Anderson. Then it's Norris Cole, and it's Allen in at the 2-guard spot. Here's Mr. Clutch, coming off a stellar performance against Philadelphia. Launches it. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
And with the way the Warriors went on a rampage last year, you knew that Alvin Gentry would be in demand. Was the architect behind the Warriors' offense, is one of the best offensive minds in our league.
Here's Cole, looking for his first basket still in this one. Three-pointer, Pondexter. That's basket number 2 with his 3rd shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3-ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a 3-point battle taking shape here.
And with Gentry, his offensive prowess can't be understated, Greg. He is Pierce Joe can say he can drop an open look for a corpse. I don't know about that, Clark, but we know he's talented. He's got a great offensive mind.
And you know that's right. And with this Pelicans team, he has plenty of firepower to work with, too.
Oh, he does. You're right. Toronto's gone 5-9 when they put up a 3-point shot tonight. Carroll pitch to Valanciunas. He dishes it to DeRozan. Here's Mr. Clutch. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Mr. Clutch has got 6 in the quarter.
And 2 more three-point field goals for him here in the second quarter. Somebody had better get a hand of it.
Pondexter dishes to Anderson. Excellent D there for Scola. Raptors leading by 3. Here in the second quarter, we played a little over 2.5 minutes.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
And Cole kicks to Perkins. They set the pick. The feed to Anderson. Perkins with a screen on Scola. Fires from deep. And it's Cole missing.
And he made sure not to just draw the foul. That was good defense out on the perimeter.
Very good. He's a thinking man's defender. Knows how to bother even the best shooters without being overly aggressive.
A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Davis is checked in for Perkins. Evans comes in for Quincy Pondexter. Gordon's checked in for Ray Allen. And it's Drew Holiday in for Cole. Gordon pass to Holiday. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And we all know Drew Holiday is a tremendous talent. That's why he was traded for the draft picks that became Nerlens Noel 2 years ago and Elfrid Payton last season. Such impressive company that Holiday may be feeling the pressure to live up to.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Ashik's checked in. Getting back to Holiday, we've seen the size, the court awareness, the change of pace moves he brings. Clark with a little more assertiveness and continued improvement on his jump shot. He'd be hard for anyone to keep up.
Boy, I really like this young man's game. He's got tremendous natural ability and a great work ethic. I think he'll very well be one of the best guards in the league. Only 25 years old right now. Plenty of time to reach that potential.
And the basket by Gordon.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Rebound Ashik.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Sinks the triple. Mr. Clutch has got 11 points in the quarter.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
Carroll against Evans. This is it to Gordon. Davis sets a screen. The drive by Gordon. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got his 4th rebound in this one.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
There's the pass to Mr. Clutch. The wide open look here for DeRozan. Hits the jumper in space. DeRozan's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight.
Evans kicks to Davis off the screen, and he wheels that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen.
And so it's a close.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. At one point, they managed to push out ahead to an 8-point lead. They were outscored by... And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
Just absolute domination in this one for Mr. Clutch. He has 20 points, and he's hit 4 from beyond the arc. A weapon with those 3-point shots.
You said it. His long-range jumpers are having a deadly effect.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So for Toronto right now, they've got Damari Carroll out there. Jonas Valanciunas is out there with Scola. And it's DeRozan, and it's Mr. Clutch in at the 5. And guys, for Jrue Holiday last season was a tale of two halves. In the first half, he displayed the leadership and the playmaking skills the team had originally acquired him for.
You know what, Kevin? Over the second half of the year, everything just kind of fell apart for Jrue. He couldn't shake an injury to his lower right leg, and as a result, had to watch from the bench as his team fought for its playoff lives.
Davis with a screen on Valanciunas. And Holiday kicks to Davis. Here's Evans. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Evans has got 6. Toronto's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all.
And when you talk about Holiday, the Pelicans really needed his contribution last season. He can score and distribute the basketball equally as well. An excellent all-around defender. Exactly what you want in a point guard, except that he just couldn't stay healthy.
And Davis puts it in.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor with their offense in the paint because that has not been up to par.
Shot by Gordon, wide open. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
And for Holiday, I love his effort. He works extremely hard. His injuries, no fault of his own, just a run of misfortune. Let's hope this talented young man can turn it around and keep it turned around from a health standpoint.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Excellent D there for Scola. Here's DeRozan. No good on the three. New Orleans leading by 3. Gordon dishes to Evans. Back to Gordon. Not enough on that one as it misses.
A little ambitious on that possession, trying to hit a shot in the face of that defensive pressure.
Evans on the double team. To the middle. It's stolen by Davis. Now Evans. He's got 6. Now the dish to Davis. Out to the right wing. Hasek the screen for Holiday. He got right to the cup using that screen. Holiday's got the lead up to 5 now for the Pelicans. Here's Mr. Clutch. Gets to the ring for 2 with the D all over him. Mr. Clutch has got 24.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Evans kicks to Gordon. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got his 6th rebound on the night. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skill as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit. I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, is he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for Hasek. Anderson comes in for Tyreke Evans. Jones checked in for Eric Gordon. And Cole subbed in for Jrue Holiday. And Davis puts it in. And you look back at his season, Anthony Davis's development offensively just breathtaking.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, his ability to face up and break defenders down with the triple threat, really the foundation of his attack. He's got a tremendously quick first step and a much improved jumper, too.
New Orleans gone 3 of 6 tonight, and they've led it 5 from downtown. And Cole kicks to Davis. Here's the floater. Tries again. Perkins with the bucket. And the Pelicans lead by 2.
Well, they've really put the extra effort in on the glass here.
Yeah, totally out-hustling their opponents. The coaching staff has to like this kind of effort.
Valanciunas passes to Mr. Clutch. No good. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. That'll be the 3rd game of this 3-game road trip. Davis against DeRozan. Kicks to Cole. Fires the 3. But they recover it. Second chance shot in deep. Davis drops it in. And it's a 4-point New Orleans lead.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
Anderson with the ball. Shot from the wing. And good as it just snugs right down through the net. 2 on the clock.
And you talk about momentum. That sort of action delivers a type of energy to your team.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. So for New Orleans right now, Holiday at the 1 with Gordon at the 2. Evans and Anderson the 4s. And it's Ashet in its center.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there. Earned those 3 points.
And a change for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Pelicans.
With their rebound, and they've given themselves a lot of second chances, and it's really helped them.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
Good ball movement here by the Raptors. The rebound by Anderson.
Nice little lead they're enjoying here, and they deserve it with all the work they put in on the glass.
Yeah, the effort and the aggression really favors them thus far. They've completely dominated the back. One area where they haven't struggled has been transition.
Yeah, I think that may be their ticket out of the hole. Look for even more of those quick hitters.
Holiday uncovered. The shot is off. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. Here's Mr. Clutch. A 3-pointer off the mark. Pelicans leading by 4. Gordon dishes to Holiday. Evans outside. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Last season was possibly the best of Tyreke Evans' career, at least since his unbelievable rookie campaign.
Yeah, and Kevin, a lot of that has to do with his injury history. I mean, last year he played in 79 games. That's the most of his career. So you could say it was probably the healthiest season he's had since he was a rookie.
And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it. You know, back to Tyreke Evans last year, he had a big jump in three-point percentage. He was also up in assist rebounds. Really did a lot of good things. The only bad news, he was also up in turnovers.
Anderson outside. There's the pick. And Holiday kicks to Gordon. Looking to end his cold spell. Good speed from Valanciunas.
And talking about Tyreke Evans, you really hope he can build on what he did last year. He has too much talent to waste on inconsistency. Time for him to just step up here in the prime of his career.
You know, it's really going to be all about hard work from this point on. And they worked hard to create that high-quality shot right there.
No question. That's their goal down the stretch here. I think finding those close-range rhythm shots.
Lets the 3 fly. They get a pick. A sheet. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Guys, good job working it down low and getting the high percentage look there. That's good basketball.
Holiday brings the double team. And here are the Pelicans now. And that's on top of Toronto will retain possession. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here.
Well, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And now it's a double-digit lead. And now it's a 10-point Pelican lead.
And doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch in how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
And Scola with the block. Holiday, no one around him. Holiday with another miss.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities. It's hard to believe that he's a point guard. I mean, he can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better. If not better. He's a phenomenal finisher.
Enjoy seeing that kind of bounce out of that spot on the floor.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
I was able to listen in on what Alvin Gentry had to say to the team. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
All right, Doris, thanks.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Again. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
And it's still a close game. I mean, despite the fact that they've struggled to compete on the board.
Yeah, you know, but down the stretch here, guys, they'll summon that extra effort to try and get it done, I think.
And Luis Scola gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Toronto on defense. Trailing here by 8. Evans goes in. Here's the bucket. Good.
Well, guys, they came in here and really took charge from the opening tip. This is such a tough thing to do for a visiting team. This contest was played on their terms.
And, you know, that's not the way it usually works in the NBA. It's going to be a great win, and you know it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here, for sure. What a game for Holiday. He's got 13 points, and the contribution from the line for him, he's made 5 free throws.
And he hasn't been afraid to draw a little bit of contact on his way to the basket. Some guys shy away from that.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for Usher. Pondexter comes in for Tyreke Evans. And it's Allen in for Eric Gordon. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
All the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
Carroll hits them both. And here's Gordon. Now here is Holiday. And there's a whistle that goes on Mr. Clutch. That'll be foul number 5 on him, and due to the bonus, will be headed to the free throw. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he is unable to get the second one. Pass to Carroll. To the paint. Here's Valanciunas. Money!
And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
And that's been their focus, it seems, throughout the game. I like the discipline that they've showed in terms of creating those opportunities on the inside.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan.
Omer Asher. His field goal percentage was excellent, up over 60%.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game.